You guys, I'm back. Well, we're back. Excuse me. Me, Javon, Off of Two Podcasts. This one is a special NFL draft review. It was a week ago. The draft finished. Well, finished on Saturday, but we didn't get our opinions, so we got to get our opinions. Second show of the week. Javon, what's good, man?
Pretty good. All the rookie mini camp invites and undrafted free agent contracts have been signed now, I would believe. Um, so yeah, now it's time to really get a good look at some draft classes. And I know I'm mad at the Ravens. I can tell you that right now. But I won't put them in the draft losers category, but I've got something to say to Alfred Costa when we get to that conversation.
I gotta say this: your invite, Diego, was in the strip club. I'm calling him the new Johnny Manziel, and they had him on TMZ. Yeah, he's a new Johnny. He's a new Johnny. Like that guy's gonna be more known for what he does off the field than on the field.
Yeah. Career. Oh, I know he's gonna do something dumb. I'm just waiting.
Oh. Yeah, I hate to be that person, but it's the signs just look. He won't play in the NFL long. Yeah. He'll be out I don't even know if he'll make the league, but he won't be on a competitive roster anytime soon. You could tell he's not serious about football like that.
Yeah, he's just a goofy person. That's what your frat boy. That's what it is.
Exactly.
Just what they call him, a frat dude. I think. Yeah, he's a frat dude.
Yeah, he would have been better off if he could have tried to do what Trinidad did in Ole Miss, try to get another year, get some more money.
No, their brother was in college for long enough.
At this point, I don't know who's in college.
And it's a proposal that's out there right now that I added to the end of the show that we're going to talk about, and I'm very thankful.
All right, we'll talk about that. I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. All right, well, Sean, the viral clip of draft weekend was, first of all, the shock of draft weekend. 13th overall pick. It wasn't the Rams' original pick, so they thought they could just use it as let's take a chance.
Yep.
And they drafted Ty Simpson, the mediocre quarterback from Alabama. And now we've all got to hear Dan Orlovsky for the next year until Simpson turns out to be crappy when he finally takes over that starting job. And then we can go back to telling D.O. to shut up. Whatever. Your thoughts on it? Because McVay did not seem too pleased in the post-Thursday press conference.
Yeah. So they definitely, I think, I'm not speaking for John, so I'm going to say for me, the Rams are the clear-cut favorites to win the Super Bowl next year. So I think they took this pick as house money. And that's what it looks like, because you take Ty Simpson, who I did not have as a first-round quarterback. I know Javon didn't have him as a first-round quarterback. I wouldn't have cared if you took him in the Jordan Love category in like that late 20s, even the 30s. I wouldn't have cared about that. But taking him with the 13th pick, when you could have got richer and you could have got even more greedier with the talent you have on your roster, and yes, they are the favorites going into next season, but there's no guarantees in the NFL. We know that. We've seen an 18-0 Patriots team lose Super Bowl. So there's no guarantees. You could have got better this year and maximized even more Matthew Stafford's last 2 to 3 years in the NFL. So they looked at this pick as house money. The only thing is, and I text this to our group chat when this happened, because I was surprised. I was out, and I was like, let me look at this draft real quick. I was at AT&T, and I looked. I was like, Ty Simpson? Because it was already like 17th pick or something like that. And I'm like, nah, I couldn't believe it. Then I thought about it more. I do trust Sean McVay and Les Snead. Did McVay look mad? He came out afterwards and said, no, I just didn't want to upstart or whatever the word is, upend Matthew Stafford. Looked like I was too excited, but we're really excited about Ty Simpson. I do think that we can say whatever we want about Jared Goff. He became better in Detroit, but his development started in LA, and they got to a Super Bowl with him. I do think if any team taking Ty this high, the team I'm not going to badger or hammer is the Rams. They do really well drafting, and McVay is the guy that everybody copies.
You just said exactly why they shouldn't have wasted the first round on him. This is the same guy that ran a young Jared Goff who got him to the Super Bowl out of LA. And what was the reason, Sean? What did he say?
I can't remember, but it was like he wasn't developing fast enough.
He said, I needed a partner, not a student.
Okay. All right, I didn't remember that quote.
And you waste the first rounder on a student, and not even a good student, not a straight A student, a C student. I'll give him a C plus, a C plus student. What are you doing, Les?
Wait.
Because last time I checked,
Go ahead.
they need depth in that receiver room. It's
Yes.
only Cup and Devontae.
Yep.
They could use some depth right there. You can never stop building your O-line. You can never stop building your D-line. You can never stop building your front seven, period. You chose... Man, Stanford's coming off an MVP season. And I will say, and
Go
you
ahead.
know, I'm normally not the one to do this, and I hate when we do this. So I won't even give it a guarantee. I will say, I do think next year's quarterback class, I would not be shocked at all. And I know this sounds like it's snowing in hell right now. I know it's snowing in hell, but I'm going to say, hey, listen, I cover the sport, so
You do.
I think I've got a pass to say this.
Yep.
I do believe. Matter of fact, I'll say like I would not be shocked if next year's crop of quarterbacks is better than this one. I can tell you the best quarterback of next year's draft is going to be better than the best quarterback in this one. Trinidad Chambers is who I've got as number one right now.
Wow.
And I think the number two automatically is going to be better than the number two in this class.
Wait, so you have Chambliss over Mendoza?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Wow.
And I just think about this year's class. Remember, it was supposed to be Klubnik and Allen and Nussmeier and Lenore Sellers was supposed to be good enough to not have to go back to school. Arch Manning was supposed to be good enough to not have to go back to school. Nobody thought Mendoza was going to be in this list, and Ty Simpson was supposed to be the goods.
Yep.
And none of them were. I look at next year's crop. I don't think it's going to be this at all. And I had to stop myself from commenting on Jordan Schultz's post about this yesterday. And Jordan's actually a pretty solid guy. Why he's wasting his time on a Draymond Green podcast, I don't know why. But
that's a horrible podcast. Horrible podcast. I watched 2 episodes. I stopped watching it.
Yeah, no. But I can tell you this: CJ Carr, good quarterback, better than Ty Simpson.
Yeah.
Trinidad Chambers, good.
Yep.
I think Julian Sayin, with the right coach, could actually reach his potential. I don't know if Ohio State right now is that. I think Dante Moore solid. We'll see. This is going to be the prove it year for your boy Arch. He's the make it or break it guy for this class. His performance is going to determine how this class is evaluated. I'm not going crazy on Drew Mastermaker. Sam Levitt under Lane Kiffin has a chance to be one of those guys.
I like it. I love that move. I love him going there. That was a smart move for him.
Darian Mensah, with the weapons that Miami has a chance to be one of those guys. And I mean, I don't think Brendan Sorsby plays this year. I'll be honest with you.
He's not playing. Hell no, he ain't playing. Hell no, he ain't playing. He's done. His college career is done.
I think Brendan Sorsby. Somebody said he might want to like actually see if there's going to be a supplemental draft this year and go out for that. And that's the truth. But with that being the case, you could have waited till next year to get a guy. The year that Stafford wins MVP, come on, like y'all lost to Seattle, not because you didn't have a backup quarterback.
Yeah, good point. But they did address their needs.
They got both Kansas City's corners.
Yes, they did address them.
Cool. But all right, who you got rushing the passer with Jared Verse? You can never have enough pass rush. never had rush. You never have, like I said, you never have enough pass rush. You can never invest too much in the trenches. And again, Jordan Whittington's solid, but I think you could have used another target for Stanford. You know, you can always build on that O-line. You got Keaton Trust to try to battle for that right tackle spot. That's fine. But I mean, you know, Byron Young solid. It doesn't hurt to have a third guy in that rotation, though. That's all I'm saying. And your linebackers, I mean, Nate Landon probably could use some help. So I just did not agree with taking Ty Simpson of all people, 13th overall, for all of those reasons.
So this is the only thing. I'm looking at Jordan Reed's NFL mock draft that came out. I started reading it before we got on the pod, but I didn't finish. So these are the guys he has in his and the thing. The only thing I would say, and you made it, I just got to clarify this point. You said if one of the guys saying gets with the right coach.
If he has the right coaching, I think he can reach his full potential.
Okay. So the only thing I think is Ty Simpson's favor. He got with the right coach. And the difference with Jared Goff played right away as a rookie. Simpson won't play for another 2-3 years. So that's why I have to say, when I saw the place he landed with the coach in the circumstances, I'm okay with it. Because now I look at like Jordan Love wouldn't have been ready if he played right away. And even now, Jordan Love has regressed a little bit. And so I don't know how ready he is sometimes. But my point is, I think Simpson's landed in the perfect spot to develop. And Matthew looks like he could play for another 3 years.
But here's my thing to that. How much time is going to be spent on his development? Because if there's a lot of time spent on it, won't be McVay. It'll be the quarterback coach. And we got to see if he's that guy. Because we can't evaluate if you're a good quarterback coach when you got Matt Stafford slinging the football around. I wouldn't be shocked if they've gone through multiple since Matt Stafford got there. That's a very replaceable position coach right there. So, because they're in win-now mode, McVay's focus can't be to developing Simpson for the next 2-3 years. His focus is all in on what is it that I have to do to, one, beat Philly, and 2, beat Seattle twice a year. Because you're always going to play Seattle twice in the regular season and once in the playoffs. You're going to need to win 2 of those games to be Super Bowl champion. So his focus has to be, how do I beat Philly? How do I beat Seattle? How do I keep us getting better in the sense that we just get to a point where we have no flaws and there's no excuse for us not to win a Super Bowl? You can't develop a quarterback while that's going on. You just can't. So are we sure Ty Simpson's going to be just ready to finish product in 3 years anyway? You probably he's going to need the game. He's going to look like a rookie when he finally gets out there. If you ask me, you might as well just wait to draft one.
The only thing is that staff has every year someone's becoming a head coach or a head coaching position or candidate, and the offensive coordinator had the opportunity. I forgot his name, the black guy, Noah's, I think something. He had the opportunity to be the Cleveland Browns coach. He's going to be the offensive coordinator there for another couple of years or a year or two. Then he's going to move on. They cycle really good coaches in that system. I'm not worried about that. I think it's a perfect place for a young developing quarterback. I think if you tell me Ty could develop for 2-3 years around that coaching staff that produces coaches, produces high quality assistants, who has McVay's top 3 coach in the league, I can't disagree. Again, any of these quarterbacks. So let me just real quick. Jordan Reed has Arch as number 1 going into Arizona. Hopefully that doesn't happen. But Dante Moore, CJ Carr, I like CJ Carr a lot.
Whoa. You ain't skipping past that? No. Arch is the second coming according to you. He's going to make it work wherever he goes. No. He'll have Marvin Johnson Jr. and Trey McBride. Ain't no sympathy. No.
Jeremiah Love too. Oof,
Jeremiah Love. Exactly. Ain't no, but hopefully not. If you that guy, you make something work with that.
Oh, but I say hopefully not. What happened with Eli? The family will get involved and be like, hey, is that a good organization being run? The talent's there. I rather for Arch, I want to be in Miami or there before I play for the Jets.
Got nothing going on.
Just the market. But boy, Arizona, Scottsdale, I was just there. Beautiful place.
Of Miami, and I ain't talking about the skies. That's what it is.
Hey, listen, if you can't be in Miami, being in Arizona is a great option. It's a dope place. But I do think that the organization, the family's going to look at the organization. Out of those three teams, are probably being the worst: the Jets, Miami, and Arizona. I think those are the three worst teams coming into this year. What organization do you
Those
trust
aren't
more?
going to be the three compete. Well, actually, the Jets won't be as bad as Miami and Arizona. At least on the talent isn't. Aaron Glenn, this is a hot seat year for him. It's either if he can't get to 6 wins this year, he's gone. He's gone.
With Geno Smith?
And you said he's the guy. You said he can make it work. You said you can make it work with Geno. You chose Geno over Justin Fields, Aaron Glenn. So yes, you make the bed, you got to sleep in it.
No, I don't think it's a choosing. I think me and you would take Geno over Justin Fields. Justin Fields cannot play quarterback.
Give me the young guy. Geno,
Wow.
Geno, it's about time to go ahead to Shady Oaks, man.
Jeez. Okay. All right. Well, who else? So this is another quarterback, Drew Messenmaker from
Oklahoma State, transferred to North Texas. Yeah.
Yep, he's going to be in that conversation.
He's good. He's good.
So look at this. That's already 4 quarterbacks, and then he has no one. He doesn't have people don't like Chambliss for some reason. I don't know what my phone's doing. But there's going to be like 5-6 quarterbacks. So I see what they could have, but what's the chances of them ever drafting this high again?
This was not a value pick at 13, though.
Good point, actually. Actually, I think about it. Yeah, that's a good point. Great.
This is the guy with a day 2 grade who you took 13.
Good point. Good point. Good point. I can't disagree with that. I cannot disagree with that.
All right, Sean, Howie Roseman has done it again. Had himself a solid draft. Well, yeah, I think Philly had himself a good draft. But then he somehow pulled off a Jonathan Grenard trade after losing Jalen Phillips. Are we just going to go ahead and chalk it up? Is just going to be same old with the Eagles? Suck one year, Super Bowl caliber the next year, suck the next, Super Bowl caliber the next. Are we just conceding that?
They did a really good job. Like, we know how we can draft. If I'm going to put faith in anyone, one executive, I'm putting it in Howie Roseman. So I can't lie. But Lemon is cool. I think he's really, really good. He's going to be really good in that organization. But you told me to keep it AJ Brown too with him, and then adding to that, I like that. But are we rookie receivers don't automatically translate into the NFL right away? Look at Myra Harrison.
Well, hold on. Now, I hate to quote this brother. Lord, I hate quoting him. But I have to, because when you're right, you're right. Manuel Ocho hit the nail on the head. In today's NFL, if you don't show out as a rookie, you just ain't got it. Today's receivers have been immediate. Think about it. Puka Nacua.
Yep.
Immediate. Justin Jefferson. Immediate.
Yep.
Jamar Chase. Immediate. Devontae Adams was immediate. Jordan Addison was immediate. Amon-Ra St. Brown was immediate. DJ Moore was immediate. Zay Flowers was immediate. The list goes on and on and on. And then the first round guys who didn't show it as rookies, we still waiting on them. Hollywood Brown's been jumping around. Ravens draft pick. Rashad Bateman ain't that guy. Ravens draft pick. I want you to really look back at these last 10 years.
Okay.
All the good receivers in the NFL today showed it as a rookie. And the guys who didn't are the ones bouncing around.
So are you saying that we
just name some guys for me?
No. I'm trying to think off the top of my head, and I can't think of guys who wasn't good immediately that became good receivers. So are we giving up on Marvin Harrison Jr.?
I'm not giving up on Marvin.
I'm not either.
When your Call of Duty playing quarterback comes out and says it's not my job to get him the ball, when that literally is your job, I can't get on you but so much. I'm sorry. So Marvin is kind of, I would say he hasn't even had his rookie season yet. That's how I feel about Marvin. So there are exceptions to every rule. I think that's the only one you can give that pass to, though.
Damn, I will like clap back because I really don't like Acho like that. But That's a good point. I
Yeah.
can't. So I
I
can't. What
couldn't
do you
argue
say?
with him right there. I couldn't.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, I can't argue with that. I can't argue with that. So great point with that. But all right, so if he produces right away, great pick. But why? I understand the whole breaking up the cap space, AJ Brown. Why not try to keep him for one more year?
Nah, that relationship is irreparable.
Okay.
It's irreparable.
Okay.
He's got to go.
Okay.
And so here's why I'm going to say I'm not chalking it up as it'll be one of their good years. Now, I love Eli Stivers to replace Dallas Goedert eventually.
Yep.
I love Markel Bell to come in and learn from Lane Johnson and replace him eventually. But be honest with you, AJ Brown made Jalen Hurts the way Stephon Diggs made Josh Allen, right?
Mhm.
We have not thought of the Bills as Super Bowl contenders. At least I have, since Diggs left. We can agree that Josh Allen is a better quarterback than Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
So I can't say for sure Hurts is going to weather that storm. I mean, the verdict's out on him. We all know what he likes to do and what he can't do. And he lost his jump ball guy. Like, Devontae Smith can make some plays, but he ain't AJ Brown. And Mekhi Lemon's a small slot guy. And you had a Hollywood Brown who's the same thing. And what's Dontavius Wicks going to do? And Johnny Wilson is slow and needs to add like 50 pounds so he can move the tight end. Like, I'm not just chalking it up. I think the defense will be great this year. Absolutely marvelous. And the offense has some names, but yeah, you're taking away the bailout guy for a quarterback who needs a bailout. So,
but getting Lemon and Stowers, I'm looking at it right now with their first two picks, and then getting Bell, who I like as an offensive tackle, and he could be a backup, a swing tackle for right now. Those first three picks are really good picks.
Howie had a great weekend. I don't dispute that at all. Howie had a great weekend. I'm just saying, with with the monkey on Philly's back of the hate playing Tampa Bay for some reason. Again, I keep saying the Rams, but they keep finding a way to beat the Rams. So I can't keep saying it. But with Mike McDonald's defense roaming around out there, whoo! And we know they hate playing a healthy San Francisco. I just think it's been too long, and Jalen Hurts has been figured out to where he can't get away with the wait till the postseason to be a good quarterback stuff anymore because they spend too much time limping through the regular season. And again, we have to remember, AJ Brown is not the only one in that building with a complaint about Jalen Hurts.
Good point. So I think Howie does his job like he does. If he's not the best executive, I don't know who is. But I do think that, yeah, the key, we all know, we're talking about draft A+ or A. He gets an A for last week. But if you're talking about the team outlook, listen, I'm going to be honest. I know this is going to sound crazy, but I'm not sleeping on the Giants, and I'm not sleeping on the Cowboys in that division. We'll get to the Cowboys at some point, winners and losers. But do not sleep on those two teams in the NFC.
So I won't be shocked if the Cowboys somehow win that division via tiebreaker this year.
I'm not going to be surprised. I'm not going to. I'll wait until.
However, miss me with all the Giant stuff. I don't care who they add to the roster. They won't win not one playoff game under John Harbaugh. So don't.
That's fair. That's what you. I know there's some animosity and some add intention there, so I get that. But is there talent?
It's beef. No. Like it's on site. It's on site beef with John Harbaugh.
Okay,
I just want y'all. I feel personally disrespected by John Harbaugh. That's how it runs. I feel like he sabotaged my Ravens just to get at me. That's what I feel like.
Listen, I get it. It's personal. So I'm not mad at that. But getting the offensive tackle from Miami, getting Reese, and with the talent they already have, that's a talented team. Also, I'm saying the roster is really talented. So I'm not saying Eagles, here's the division. And I love what Dallas has done with their defense. And I think they got the
they're
best
about to
player.
go back to. I think they're about to go back to going 3-3 every year in that division.
Okay, that's fine.
I think I might have every team going 3-3 in that division. Maybe not Washington, because by the way, we're going to be talking about Washington very soon as a team that just squandered all of its momentum. I told y'all they were smelling themselves too much after Daniel's rookie year, added nothing to the team, and got stuck. I will say though, I'm not a fan of the receivers.
On who?
I like for Washington. I like Terry McLaurin. We know Traylon Burks. That's another one. Drafted high, hasn't shown it yet. Like, it's just not good. And Luke McCaffrey's in. We'll see what Antonio Williams out of Clemson is. They got Van Jefferson and Diami Brown to try to see what they can do, and Nick Nash from San Jose State. Right. Yeah. So we'll see what the receivers room turns into. I think the O-line could use a little beefing up. I like Chigokonko at tight end. Running backs, they're going to be by committee. Defense, they fixed the defense. I will give them that. You added Chuck O'Menahu and Leo Chanel from the Chiefs. You added Tim Settle from Houston. You added Odafe Owe, Caleb Chizon, Nick Cross, Amik Robertson, Akilo Weatherspoon. You've already got Javon Kinglaw and Dietrich Weiss and Shai Tuttle and Daron Payne and Jerzon Newton and Frankie Louvu. You drafted Sonny Styles. So I think they fixed their defense. So yeah, they probably do split 3-3. But I do think Washington still has work to do on that offense for us to go ahead and keep from having that conversation of they squandered their momentum of Jaden Daniels rookie season.
I think they're the prime example of what you shouldn't do. Detroit Pistons. I'm gonna say Detroit Pistons as an example if they lose the first round. Don't rush the development. Just because you have a good year and you oversee the
it's not even rush. Don't settle for.
Don't settle.
Just
good point.
You know the season you had, because we said it. Washington was the product of a weak schedule, and then your schedule gets harder the more you win. And they added nothing to be ready for that schedule. If Daniels was healthy or not, they were going to have the type of season they had last year.
Good point. We all knew that wasn't a possibility. But that division is going to be tough again. That division is going to be tough. And I wanted to see the jury's. I have Washington fourth in that division right now because I have to see the new offense they installed with Daniels, because I do not. Is he going to play on the center more? I definitely think he needs to put some more weight on. Let's see what they do before I kid. But that division's tough. It's not just locking in with the Eagles winning the division. I'm just going to say it like that.
Football is at its best when the NFC East, the NFC North, the NFC West, and the AFC North are all competitive. When all four of those divisions are at least 3 teams deep is when football is at its best.
When that division's on fire, it reminds me of those Fox NFL Sunday days.
The NFC East. Yeah. When the NFC East is good, every game is either America's Game of the Week, Sunday Night Football, or Monday Night Football. That is the television division. That's exactly what it is.
Exactly what it is. All that tradition there, and we know these teams don't like each other.
And the markets, DC, Philly, New York, and Dallas. That is
great markets.
Television gold.
Home run.
All right, now Sean, I think we had 3 teams with multiple first-round picks this year. We had the Jets. No, we had 4. The Jets, the Giants, the Chiefs, and the Browns. We can start with the Jets. Did they get their first round right? They had 3 firsts, and I think they're going to have 3 again next year. So they'll really be able to they can either trade up for whatever quarterback they want, or they can stay wherever they end up and get the quarterback they want. The Jets have gotten over like a fat rat. They are set for the future once they find their head coach.
Yo, my guy doesn't. He's not letting off Aaron Glenn. All right, so I would say this: great first round, amazing first round. So pull it up right now. Bailey, Sadiq, and Cooper Jr. Yo, that was some good picks. Great picks. So and they didn't go for Ty Simpson or something like that and try to. And they would like, let's
They
wait
didn't
to
reach.
they didn't reach. And the 4 quarterbacks I named earlier, and we're not talking about Sellers if he has a better year. It's Chambers, he wasn't in that list. A lot of these other guys, it's a really good quarterback class next year.
I remember Sellers got hurt.
And yeah, he got listen, it's a really good quarterback class. And they didn't have Levitt on that list either. He's gonna be yo. The Jets did the best thing. They built it the right way. You got 3 solid pieces. I think they're all gonna be really good NFL players. And then you just build it. And you go get your quarterback next season. You build it the right way. The Jets, just off the first round, that was an A+ to me.
And listen, don't call me too crazy. It's not a guarantee they'll have to draft a quarterback next year. They got 2 developmental guys in that room behind 2 veterans. Bailey Zappi and Geno Smith are the veterans. But remember, they took Cade Klubnik in the 4th. Who also had some injuries this year. And Brady Cook out of Missouri is still on that roster. Those are developmental guys who we could wind up seeing this season because Geno's not going to make it through the whole year. And they might be able to show you something. I wouldn't bet my money on it. I'm just saying, like, there's probably a 2% chance that they don't have to draft a quarterback next year. There's a reality that exists where they don't have to draft one. However, what I like, right, is so we know Mason Taylor was good. That was their 2nd round pick last year. And now you add Sadiq this year. So you can go 12 personnel, which tells me you're probably going to go under center a lot more because you have 2 tight ends, right? You finally had somebody to take some attention off of Garrett Wilson with Omar Cooper. And I think they signed Carlin Lacey as the UDFA. I like his game a lot out of Louisville. That can be your top 3 receivers right there. And A.D. Mitchell came over from Indianapolis, still trying to tap into his potential, but he's kind of falling into that category of receivers who didn't show it immediately. Look, you got your right tackle, you've got your left tackle. The defense, you're switching to a 3-4. And you've got some names. You got Minka Fitzpatrick over there now. DeMario Davis is a good veteran presence at middle linebacker. T'Vondre Sweat's a good nose tackle for you. Like, the problem is, I don't think all these guys are good enough to work under Aaron Glenn. So, again, when they find their head coach, the Jets are on the right track. I will say that. But their 3 first-round picks, like you said, you're just happy they didn't reach. David Bailey's going to be a very good edge rusher. Kenyon Sadiq is what you want in a tight end these days. And Omar Cooper Jr., that's the receiver who just goes and gets the football.
Yeah.
They did the right thing in the first round.
They did. And I actually, and I love Pons in the 2nd round too. I like that pick.
He's got to play the nickel.
No. I'm not saying he's a shutdown corner or anything like that. But they got a lot of foundational pieces. They think you could build a team out, and they didn't rush, and they didn't go and get a quarterback when they develop it the right way. And listen, that 2% chance, I'm thinking it's a 0.5 chance. Klubnik, he looked like college football was too fast for him.
Because remember, we watched that first game together.
Yes.
We were expecting that to be game of the season in week 1.
Exactly.
It did not. Thank God for how the rest of that night turned out. Because that game, game let us down. But yeah, we wound up being somewhere where the game didn't even matter.
It didn't matter.
Great selection of where to go watch that game.
I can't wait for you to come back in this fall. Fall will be right around the corner, yo.
I gotta find a way back because Georgia Tech ain't on the schedule this year.
Oh yeah. You switching it up this year. You go a lot of okay. I
A
forgot.
lot of up north in Carolina this year. Yeah, a lot of up north in Mid Atlantic this year. So
Well, I'm coming to Baltimore. I promise you that this year. We're
yeah.
going to the game.
We gotta make that happen.
We're gonna make this. This summer.
Yeah.
We gotta figure that out. We gotta a game, baseball, or I come to the football. But the Jets, I give them credit. We gotta give them credit. That was a great first round. So they'll get the quarterback next year. If I'm a Jets fan, this sounds crazy. Have hope. Have hope. I hope. The GM looks like he knows what he's doing. That's all I can say.
Yeah. That's the inspiring thing. Yeah.
Yes, he knows what he's doing. And getting those trades for those guys and the picks they've gotten, I like the move because I don't think Sauce is what people think Sauce is. I can't lie. So I like the move.
Yeah, he got traded to Indy and they went from hot stuff to missing the playoffs. Now, granted, Daniel Jones got hurt too, but yeah, hey, stuff like that isn't really coincidence. I will say that.
Exactly.
All right, so on to the Giants. What did you think about their first round? I want to say they had 2 first-round picks, and they went with Arvell Reese and CC Manoa. And John Harbaugh says Arvell Reese is going to be weak side linebacker next to Tremaine Edmonds in that 3-4. So he will not be playing outside linebacker. That is still reserved for Abdul Carter, Kayvon Thibodeau, and Brian Burns.
So a lot of talent on that team, even though they lost Dexter Lawrence, and we know we're going to talk about Dexter in a minute.
Yeah, well, they got like a fat rat in that trade because Dexter Lawrence ain't worth the daggone 10th pick. So yeah, Bengals just wait because we getting to y'all.
Yeah, and I first I liked it, but then I'll say why I didn't like it when we get there. So a lot of talent on that team. I think Reese is like the kind of the wild card in this draft because we don't know what the position he's going to play, but the talent's there. The talent's there. I believe. I just like the talent they have accumulated in New York. I'm a big believer in this sometimes. When you come up out of a rebuild, I'm just going to go talent and I'm going to figure it out from there. I'm not doing from the base of needs because it does look like people like even Neighbors came out was like, why we need this kid? Blah, blah, blah. I'm going with the best available talent at the time. I think that was a great move for them because you just need talent, especially in that division, just talent. Look what the Eagles do. They just accumulate a lot of good talent. So I think it was a great move. I'm giving them another A, and maybe I'm just too soft. And I love getting the offensive tackle for Miami. I thought he was really good. I thought he was right there with Fangio as the best tackle in the draft. And you get him at the 10th pick. You get someone to protect Jackson Dart. But that team is all on Dart. If he could change, he showed me enough ability. But he's got to be able to change the way he plays football. He's always going to be hurt. So you better have a really good backup quarterback in New York if he doesn't change the way he plays the game. But
they got Jameis now.
Come on, man. Yo, what do you want me to say about that?
They got Jameis now.
Yo, come on. Go get you a real starting or backup quarterback. Come on, man. Matter of fact, I would have kept Russell Wilson as my backup because of this. I know Jameis, all jokes aside.
Jameis against Detroit. Come on, I was in the airport watching the guy. I was turned up watching Jameis, man.
No, Jameis is a good backup for morale. He's a good, people like him. I get why you keep him as a backup. But Russell, I heard he might go to New York or something.
Russell needs to go to the gym. Did you see him at the Savannah Bananas game?
No, I didn't.
Boy, I don't know what Sierra been feeding him. He's eating good. Boy, Russ is big right now.
He's big. Oh man, I haven't seen it. I've not seen it at all. But
Russ looks like Antoine Walker right now.
It sounds like he needs to retire. That's what he needs to do.
Right.
That's what he sounds like he needs to do. But yeah, I think another A for the Giants. Very impressed what they did with those 2 picks, and they got 2 guys who could be around for the next 10+ years.
So here's my thing: who's their offensive coordinator?
Who's the offensive coordinator? Is he from the Ravens?
It's Matt Nagy.
Oh yeah, Matt Nagy. Damn, that's how irrelevant it was. Yeah, go ahead.
Do I trust Matt Nagy to develop a quarterback?
I do not.
Did the Chiefs' offense look worse once he took over the enemy?
Yes.
Did Mitchell Trubisky ever develop in Chicago?
Hell no. I forgot about that. Oof. All right, then that makes my determination. They're going to be the third best team in that division, just based off that. I didn't think about that. The Cowboys automatically move up to my second spot.
Now, I love the Colton Hood pick in the second round. I think that's a steal. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if that's a D1 starter, to be honest with you. I think Harbaugh brought over some good guys from the Ravens. Isaiah Likely and Pat Ricard, mainly. This guy can rock now. Whatever. And I will give Joe Shane some credit and give my guy Evan Simon a shot at rookie mini camp this year. But I don't trust Matt Nagy.
Yeah, that's what it comes down to.
I just don't trust Matt Nagy. I think Neighbors is good. I think Calvin Austin, the slot's going to be great. And it's going to be a battle between Jalen Hyatt, Malachi Fields, Darnell Mooney, and Darius Slayton for wide receiver 2. They're going to walk out with a good wide receiver 2. That competition is going to give them a great wide receiver 2. I just don't trust Nagy when it comes to the development of a guy who I didn't like in the first place.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
Teams, I mean, under Harbaugh is going to be good, right? Took the best punter in the NFL from the Ravens, Jordan Stout. So they'll win the field position game on top of having a defense that's going to be pretty solid.
Yo, man, I don't know. I'm taking it back. I'm going to just have faith in Nagy in that system because there's too much talent on that team. That team is a very talented young team. Jeez, that team is talented.
And Nagy has had talent.
I know. That's why it's really, I forgot that who's the OC. Well, I don't have to make my schedule predictions till August, so I'll wait to see that. But I really like the talent on that team. I know you have bitter feelings about them, but the talent, they've done a lot. Good
talent
job.
solid, but Dart and Nagy, that's what it's going to come down to. And
yeah,
y'all know y'all boy Harbaugh cannot manage the clock worth a damn, can't hold on to a lead worth a damn. And we keep talking about, you know, the Giants are going to have that physicality that John Harbaugh comes with, that Ravens culture he built. Come again?
Yeah.
John Harbaugh built Ravens culture?
Yeah, you know how that works. That's just talk. That was built in 2000.
Did they not get softer?
Yes.
Under them?
Yes. They lost their identity.
Did they not pick all the personalities out of the locker room?
Mm-hmm.
This is how you know who watches and who doesn't watch.
Yeah.
John Harbaugh forgot what it meant to play like a Raven. Matter of fact, I take it back. He never knew what it meant to play like a Raven. So my Ed Reed had beef with him.
Yeah.
So let's stop that disrespect. But speaking of Matt Nagy, his old team, the Chiefs, also had multiple first-round picks. They went with, first of all, they got off to a hot start when they signed Kenneth Walker away from Seattle. Then they draft Mansour Delane and Peter Woods in the first round of this draft. I'll be honest with you, Sean. Mansour Delane is locked down. That's an immediate replacement.
Yeah, he's gonna be a star.
For McDuffie. Now, I don't know if Kador Kohu is going to be, and damn sure not Kyer Elam. As replacements for Jalen Watson, they're probably going to have to hope Noah Williams becomes that guy. They draft Jaden Kennedy. You'll see if Spagnuolo can turn him into something. But hey, remember, Peter Woods was supposed to be a top 10 pick coming into the season.
Exactly. That's the key. I give it a B because I think Mansouri's going to be a legit top 5 cornerback in the league really soon. But Peter Woods is the key to get it to an A. Because I was just going to say, he was a top 10 pick coming into the year from Clemson. He didn't play like it. That whole team was disappointed. But the talent's there, and he's going with Spags. So that gives me a lot of faith in him.
And he'll get the run under Chris Jones. That's the big part.
Exactly. So if those two hits, it's an A. And a team that just needs another reboot like that, I like the moves. But it's a B right now, just because I don't know if Woods is going to be what we think he should be.
I like the linebackers. Not so. I like the front seven. I'm not sold on the secondary. Now here's the thing, Sean. I'm the Chiefs, right? And I like the running backs they added this offseason. Kenneth Walker, Emmett Johnson from Nebraska, Mari DiMarcano, and Jaden Ott from Cal, right? But look at that quarterback's run. And I look at the opportunity to get another high draft pick next year. Do I want Mahomes to play this year? Because I still need another receiver to go at Rashee Rice and Xavier Worthy. And I forgot which one of them's in trouble.
Worthy.
Yeah,
Oh, no,
Rice.
Rice.
Okay, yeah. And so, who knows what's going to happen with him, right? And you don't have your replacement for Travis Kelce. Your receiver core ain't good, and the secondary isn't too high. Do I want Mahomes to play this year? I think with Andy Reid, I'm letting Justin Fields rock out his QB1 and see if Andy can get the best out of Garrett Nussmeier. Maybe we see Garrett for the last 6 games of the year. I don't think I want Mahomes to play because you're not a Super Bowl contender right now. And you can get in the way with just veteran championship pedigree for the last few years. But this is a roster that shouldn't make the playoffs. Hey, Mahomes, you've been playing pretty deep into February for the last few years. Got hurt last year. Give your body some time to recover. We're going to sit you this year. And go ahead and get another top draft pick. And then let you come back with a vengeance. And you'll probably have more cap space by then, too. I wouldn't play Mahomes this year.
With Mahomes, your ceiling's just too high, man. Like with him, he's that good that he could take. He's in the Brady category. He could take a mediocre team to a Super Bowl. So you can't lose. You can't lose these opportunities.
The more you ask him to turn water into wine, the more you wear him down.
Yeah, because he's not Brady's type of quarterback. Because he's gonna wear himself. Like he plays too much street ball or whatever.
He goes off script. So
yeah, he goes off script there.
I can save you for a year and get you 1-2 more weapons. I don't know. I would sit him this year.
Because I do agree. I don't think they're a Super Bowl team right now.
And I don't think he's going to be back in time for the first half of the season.
No, they say he's trending towards first game. If he plays the first game, then he got to play. But the quarterback room.
Football teams, that's what they do. They lie about injuries. He tore his ACL in December.
Yep. Be back in September. I do think that if I like their quarterback room because I think I trust Andy Reid a lot. That Fields will show some level of improvement, and then Nussmeier, he could be this is gonna be a throwback name, Kevin Kolb from the Eagles. He could be his development because even Kevin Kolb had some decent years under Andy Reid. So Andy Reid, excuse me. So I think I have a lot of faith in him. That's why about some guys, McVay, for example, they get the benefit of the doubt for me. Hold on, let me shut this thing because they're doing some things out there. Hold on.
Yeah, so I mean, look, 6 to 8 months is the rush timetable. Well, 6 to 9 really is the rush timetable. But if you want to be back at full strength, taking damn near a full year off.
So they're saying
recommended for an ACL.
It is, but are they saying he's ahead of schedule?
He technically, by that timetable, can play this season.
Yeah, he will.
I'm just saying, do you want 70% of Patrick Mahomes just to miss the playoffs? Or do you want 100% of Mahomes for the next 3 years to get this thing going again?
You think Kelce would have came back?
I just need you to answer that question for me.
Oh,
I'll get to the Kelce part.
Okay. All right. I would definitely want him healthy for the next 5-6 years over 1 year, which I do think they're a playoff team. If things break right, because that division is super tough. And we'll talk about the Raiders in a second, with winners and losers. But yeah, I think they're not trained like that over there. They're not.
I know. But this Travis Kelce, so come on, he's washed goods. Then come on, y'all ain't gonna sit here and convince me he cares about football anymore. Y'all just ain't.
He was good. He was better last year than he was. That was his best year in probably 3 years.
That brother's happy being with Taylor Swift. Man. We ain't got to sit here and keep doing it.
I would too. My girl's a billionaire. We chilling on yachts every weekend if we wanted to.
Right.
So.
Hey, why are we talking about the celebrity couples? Black people.
I saw this.
Get some business of your own. Megan Thee Stallion does not and will never know you exist. To me, we gotta get that from Meg. We gotta drag this up. So you about to go be a hoe and cheat on your man for something a millionaire than did that you'll never meet, and you ain't even in that bracket of getting that type of man or being that type of woman. You know, that's why we needed Kevin Samuels. Rest in peace to the OG. I mean, what are we talking about? Black folks, we got Voting Rights Act being repealed, whole bunch of redistricting going on. I mean, things are more expensive than ever. We got midterms coming up.
We do.
Your taxes keep going up and you don't know it because Trump keeps wanting to pay for a whole bunch of meaningless stuff. Your kid ain't seen his daddy in 3 months. You ain't cooked a home-cooked meal in Lord knows how long. Your mom taking care of your kid 4 out of 7 days of the week. And you worry about Megan and Clay. Pick up a book. Pick up the word. Pick up another book. And shut the hell up. God damn. Black people make me sick, man. I'm telling you. I can't. It makes me. It's hard for me to get mad at how other races look at us. It really does. Cause boy, we make ourselves look like some dumb asses sometimes, man. We cannot expect to be taken seriously when we don't take ourselves seriously, man.
It's true. It's true. I think this stuff, like, and I can't lie. I saw some girl. She's a podcaster. Anyone could be a podcaster because you need a mic.
She made Clay.
Yeah, that was. Come on, man.
I think Clay Thompson probably made 10 times the money as Megan Thee Stallion, number one. And well, that's the first Battle Hall of Fame.
Yeah, that's just disrespectful.
And we knew Clay Thompson long before we knew Megan Thee Stallion. And this ain't some NFL player where it's local, where you're just known by the country. This is one of the faces of the basketball dynasty of his generation.
Yeah.
That is global attraction. Lord, oh man. Woo.
Yeah, that I was like, yo.
These are the same people who said Cardi B made Stephon Diggs. No,
like
was Cardi B bigger than Stephon Diggs?
Absolutely.
But come on, man. Like, y'all want to keep getting on the fellas. No, I'm telling you like this, Sean. You remember when I was at Temple, I got the dirt on everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, Clay was one of them, bro. Clay been a dog for a little while now. All right. Stephon Diggs, we already know how he gets down. When we going to start holding some of the women accountable for choosing the same dogs?
I tell my female friends all the time that. All the time. You
know somebody didn't warn you.
Yeah, I've told them all the time.
You know you didn't heard about it. And you still went for it. That's on you.
Yeah.
Catwoman used to call it poor kitty management. That's exactly what it is. We gotta stop. And then then Paul Pierce on his podcast, his cohorts was talking about something. She wasn't work. He brought her around, bam, boom, boom, boom. Sean.
Oh yeah, I saw that last night
too. Listen, men been bringing work around the family for a long time.
All the time.
Boy, I almost got one of my uncles caught up when I was little. And all I know was work coming around the family.
All the time.
Matter of fact, that's the easiest way to get to the work. Hey, come on. Y'all ain't up on the game. See, y'all don't have homeboys. And this is the problem. Y'all so-called hate men so much. Y'all ain't got a man to warn y'all of these things. That's all I'm saying.
No, what's crazy is that I have one of my boys. He brings work around the family all the time. That his mom was like, "Sean, we're not gonna get close to anyone anymore because it's always we get close and it ends." And I always laugh. I'm like, that's his game. I
That's
choose
the
not
point.
to do unless you. I remember I had 3 serious girlfriends my whole life. Then you get to meet mom, but not just. That's me personally. But everybody else is
Boy,
differently.
yeah, no, yeah. I damn sure don't bring work around the family. That's
Nah,
just me.
yeah,
Because
that's me too.
my
Yeah,
thing is like granny near and dear to me. You can't meet granny if
yeah.
if I ain't locking in with you. That's just me.
Yeah. I'm the same way. My mom was only met 3 girls, like, and that's how we'll ever be. Like,
And then bring around moms. But first of all, my brother is married because of this rule that we have. We have a rule where if our mom likes her or she doesn't get jealous of her, she ain't the one.
wait. So, mom, if your mom does like her,
She ain't the one.
really?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Never heard of that.
So I'm a little petrified to bring you around moms. Because if she like you, that's gonna be a real long car ride home for me.
Damn.
Because
We gotta talk off air by that.
I'm gonna have to
biology.
sleep on it. Because I know when I wake up in the morning, I'm making a tough phone call. And so it gotta take a lot for me to bring somebody home to mom's. Because that's the last test you gotta pass. And if you fail it, back to the drawing board.
Damn. Yo, that's
Boy,
crazy.
my brother is the happiest he'd have never been, and he's coming up on 27 years of life because of that rule. All right, so yeah.
Shout out to Big Bro. Shout out to Big Bro. He's happy, yo. I respect it. You can't put a price on happiness, yo. You cannot put a price on happiness. But that's funny. But I agree with you, everything you said. We shouldn't be caring about Clay and Meg. Like, those are grown people doing grown folks things. Who
No,
cares?
those are rich people.
Yes.
Rich
Woo.
people business. Stay in your tax bracket, man.
Rich
You make
people.
$32,000 a year. Go worry about Raekwon around the corner.
It's crazy. I see Clay on the boat. He's living life. Like, let's just I completely agree.
I mean,
let's just chill out.
It ain't like he dragged on her for some normal stuff. He went from Meg to Lexi Brown.
Lexi's pretty. Can't lie. He'll be all right. Clay will be all right, and Meg will be all right too. They're multi-millionaires. They'll be in a year the movie with someone else. Who cares?
Yes. Now we ain't advocating cheating or nothing on here.
No.
Clay ain't wrong.
No. Clay's wrong with that.
We
But
didn't already knew this about Clay. That's all I'm saying. All right, back to what matters. Cleveland, the Browns, last team with multiple first-round picks.
all right. So I like Fano. I think they need an offensive tackle, and I sent it to you yesterday. What I've been saying on the show about Deshaun Watson. I was like, yeah, he will be the day one starter for Cleveland. And we'll save that for when we get back to the NFL talk. I am not in love with Concepcion. Is that his name?
Casey Concepcion? You don't like that?
I don't love him. I don't love him. And I don't like. I like him, but I don't love him.
Okay.
So if I don't love him, I can't give you. I thought Lemon was really good pick, but I can't. I don't love him. I just think he's going to be a solid NFL receiver, not a great one, and I could be completely wrong. So out of that, B-. Ready for the? I don't love it because I don't think, and I like Fano's really. They say his arm, his reach is really small, and I seen what happened to Homeboy in the Super Bowl.
Oh, Campbell, yeah.
Yeah. So I saw that.
He had that going too.
He was hurt, but he was embarrassed the whole postseason, not just the Super Bowl. The whole postseason, he was some work. Like, that's how easy it was for them. Yeah. Pause. Like, it was crazy. Jeez, man. That was crazy. But this guy, he was, you see how embarrassed he was? So that's my issues with Fano. His arm, they're saying he's going to be a guard. I'm not picking a guard with the 9th pick like that, unless you are generational talent with that. So, and I'm not in love with the receiver, so I'm going to have to give it a B-.
called that man work. Hey, now I like Concepcion. I remember when he was at NC State. He was tearing it up. I was happy that he got his payday at Texas A&M. I thought he was good. I do understand the concern with him. Steve Smith says he got concentration problems. Like he'll drop some passes because he just stopped concentrating on it. He had a blank in concentration. So it concerns me because you've already got Jerry Jeudy in the room. But I do think his upside is very high. Him, Denzel Boston, with Isaiah Bond as your slot receiver at some point can be a very good 3 moving forward. I think you try to find a way to get away from Jerry Jeudy. He's just no good for you. And Spencer Fano, I think he's good. I had him as the number 2 tackle behind CC Mawinoa. They're trying to rebuild that O-line in Cleveland. Alton Jenkins is moving from guard to center. Titus Howard, who comes from a bad O-line in Houston, it's going to be a right tackle. I don't know how I feel about that. Tevin Jenkins, remember he got drafted as a tackle by the Bears. He kicked in the guard. We'll see how that works. Zion Johnson, he wasn't super great for the Chargers, but when he was out, they were bad. So we'll see. You know, if Titus Howard doesn't work out, they did draft DeJuan Jones 2 years ago. He can move over to right tackle. We know Quinshon Judkins and Dylan Sampson. That's in a few years probably going to be the best running back tandem in the NFL. They added a fullback this year. Todd Monken's a good play caller. The defense always ends up being good. I like adding Quincy Williams next to Carson Schlesinger. I think the Browns have what it takes to be a solid team. Emmanuel McNeil-Warren I had a first round grade on him. He fell to the 2nd round. So now you got a 3 safety rotation of him, Ronnie Hickman, and Grant Delpit. Listen, I like where Cleveland is. I just think that quarterback situation.
It's messy. But if you say overall, they had a really good draft. I was just talking about the first round.
But for the first round, I understand you have concerns about Concepcion. So you're giving it a B-.
Yeah,
I'll give it a B+.
Okay, that's fair. But overall, really good draft. And Barry can draft. I think he could be able to accumulate talent over there. It's just Deshaun Watson. I thought we were done. We were going back to it's like going back to X. Like I thought we were done with this.
Boy,
I don't go back to X's. I just can't. So it's just a pride thing probably. But I don't see it. I know he's still relatively young, but come on, man. I don't know. I would have turned that page a long time ago.
You know, I got one question.
What?
Is he getting his massages again?
Yo, someone's going to do a 30 for 30 about the drop off of Deshaun Watson. It's sad because I still remember the podcast. We were like, yo, those 4 teams, Atlanta, New Orleans, Carolina, and Cleveland, you getting a top 5 quarterback. I put on everything. My unborn child that I did not expect the story to turn out this way for Deshaun Watson in Cleveland. I'm going to be real. I thought he was going to be a Pro Bowler. Cleveland finally got their guy after 20 years. I did not expect this, man.
Like, buddy. I don't know. Because it seemed like he needs the massages to play good. Got caught up. Couldn't get no more. I think went to credit. I mean, did you find a masseuse for him? That's the only reason I can think of going back to him.
He's gotten all the money. He's gotten. When you talk about, I've been saying this, stealing money for years. Man, he robbed the bank and got away with it. Woo!
He's going to be kicked up when his career is over.
Woo! He's still 31. If he does bounce back, still got more paydays than left. Like, I gotta give him credit.
All right. So back to Cincinnati real quick. So they acquired Dexter Lawrence in a $28 million cap hit, if I remember correctly, for the 10th pick in this draft. So the same team didn't pay Trey Hendrickson, couldn't pay Jesse Bates a few years ago. You give out number 10 for a nose tackle and $28 million.
2 years.
Well, I probably wouldn't call it a nose tackle, but like, come on, man.
Yeah, he's more than a nose tackle. I love the move the day before I heard it or the week, whatever it happened. But then I think the best player in this draft is Caleb Downs. That's the guy I would have like moved anything I could, the universe around, so I can go get Caleb Downs. I think he's that. I think he's special. In Dallas, I don't care what they did after that. They got the guy to me. If I hindsight 2020, I think you said that the other day. I wouldn't have gave it the 10th pick if I knew I could get Caleb Downs, because Caleb Downs would have been the staple of that defense. He would have been your guy for the next 10 plus years on that defense, and you could have built around with him. I'm just not. I wouldn't have done it.
We all knew it was a possibility.
It was.
We
but,
all knew it was a possibility.
But if you listen, you got the 10th, and you knew you needed a defense, a blue chip guy, and Caleb was gone. Who would you have taken at the 10th pick?
Let me
yeah, look it up. Like
draft results. Hold on. Because I guarantee you somebody was here. All right, so at 10, boy, Downs went the pick after. Come on, y'all, like, yo, Cincinnati, y'all just can't do. Ruben Bain was still available. Remember, Ruben Bain fell to 15.
Yeah, it's great pickup for the Buccaneers, by the way. It definitely went for them. But all right, but
Come on, man.
No. But remember, what Sean Bryson thinks is this: Caleb is one of those ones. I think Caleb could be a Hall of Fame safety. I think he could be a generational safety. I like Ruben Bain. I don't think he's going to be one of the ones. You know what I mean? I don't think he's going to be an all-time great. I think he's going to be a really good player. But I don't know if to say all-time great defensive end, like that's a really big statement.
Go
ahead.
Ain't even got to play the end.
Good point.
He could be an end in a 3-4 where you're next to the edge rusher.
So you
he can move all over the line, is my thing.
Okay. So you think Bain dropped because of the whole allegations that came out?
No, he dropped because of the short arms.
All right. If I'm all right, but let's look at the totality of the situation. Cincinnati did improve their defense this offseason, even with Lawrence and the other pieces they have. Their defense is better in a division.
I do like John Allen. Yeah. I do like Boye Mafe.
Yes.
I do like drafted Cassius Howell. Well, he's okay. We'll see. But you still have that wasted draft pick of Shamar Stewart from last year. Lord mercy.
Yeah, that was a bad pick.
And he's still waiting on Miles Murphy to turn out to be something. Linebacker is a little iffy for them. Dax Hill is supposed to be an outside corner now. I don't like that. Jalen Davis, no. Their secondary still sucks, John. I'm going to be honest with you. Their secondary still stinks. And Spagnuolo is not calling that defense anymore. Isn't it Al Golden now?
Yeah, Golden. Yeah.
Shout out Al Golden, Temple Talk. But I'm still not a fan of that secondary. I am, however, pissed at the Ravens because the two guys the Bengals drafted. Brian Parker and Connor Luke. Parker can play center. Luke can play center. The Ravens needed a center. Passed up on those two and Sam Heck multiple times in this draft. And you're going to get up here and say, but we didn't get the opportunity to draft them. Yes, you did. And you passed up on them.
Yeah. Connor Luke would have probably been the first. It wouldn't have been the number one center if he wasn't hurt. So the Bengals did okay, but I do think in that division now you have a defense that is not going to be the worst. You just need to get to the medium or at least 20th with that offense and Joe Burrow and them healthy. And again, if Burrow was healthy, he was in my dream the other day that he was hurt the first game of the season. I don't know what that means. I don't know. But anyways,
well, looks like I'm betting on them to play off this year.
Exactly. Even though I like them bringing Flacco back, by the way. But in that division right now, I don't know who Pittsburgh's quarterback is. I would say the Ravens are number one and the Bengals are number two. That's what I'll go into the season with. I like the moves in defense. Again, if I knew I could get Caleb Downs, I'm saying this right now, I wouldn't have made that trade. Hindsight's
They
2020.
just can't get out there and they're dumb in Cincinnati. They need-
And that Lawrence trade would have probably been there draft night, and you could have seen how the draft. That's the only thing that looks bad. It's like, oh, if I knew Downs would have been there, I could have waited and gone from there.
I mean, how that regime has stayed intact in Cincinnati, I don't know. And say it again, as long as they're paying Chase and Higgins, they're not going to be.
Yeah.
You don't need both of them.
Yeah,
Not
they're gonna.
that.
I think this will be the last year. They're gonna, if they don't get back to, I don't know, postseason, they're gonna have to look in the mirror and be like, all right, we need to spread this money into Jamar's our guy, Joe's our guy, and we got to spread it out. And that's how it works.
Pause.
Pause.
And
Yeah.
it seems like Jerry Jones is realizing it's dumb to pay 2 number ones. George Pickens is not getting the long-term extension. If he's going to play, he's going to be on the franchise tag. Eric Costa, you can't get into AJ Brown on June 1. You need to go ahead and get George Pickens. Whatever. I'd rather pay him $30 million than Zay Flowers.
Same.
Your thoughts on this? I don't think he should play. Number one, but number two, I'm not mad at the Cowboys for not extending.
No,
But-
because
that offense was humming with him. However, you only needed them because the defense has been so putrid. And you're going about fixing that now. So I don't think you can have both him and CD plus go to good defense.
no, the only good thing is anyone on the defense getting paid big money currently.
Kenny Clark and Quentin Williams.
Oh yeah, great move. Okay, I
And
forgot about
Sean Gary's there now.
those. Another great pickups. A team that's definitely improved their
Drafted
defense.
Caleb Downs. You took Kobe Durant from the Rams. You took PJ Locke from the Broncos. You got Jalen Thompson away from a bad team in Arizona. Got D Winters from the 49ers. I like this offseason for the Cowboys.
I love it.
really do.
Them and the Raiders, off the top of my head, really improved their team.
Yeah.
Them two teams have really improved their teams.
Yo, you know what, Sean?
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm going to say it. The streak ends. How about them Cowboys? The Dallas Cowboys will win the NFC East this year.
I'm mad at that. And Christian Parker as a defensive coordinator, black guy, I'm going to be rooting for him in that position.
3-4 with an actual scheme to it.
Yeah, I can't be mad. I might pick. Let me see what the schedule. I'm not making any, but they're definitely a playoff caliber team. That's all I'm going to say. That's what I'm going to. I definitely see them in the postseason this year. Regarding Pickens, I agree with you. You can't pay 2 receivers $30 million. So I'm gonna let you play on this 1-year deal. And if you don't want to play, no one should do the Le'Veon Bell thing because you see how that worked out. But
Yeah.
like, I don't recommend people sitting out a whole year for football. It's football. You don't do that. So come back after 8 games. You want to play, and then we could try to find a move. But I'm going to try to win this year with this team. That's what I'm going to try to do if I'm Dallas. And then if we let him walk, but you can't. Look what it is. Hinder Cincinnati. You can't do it.
Don't want to let him walk for free. That's the thing. That would kill me. And come on, you don't have some track record of your quarterback being good in the playoffs. You just don't. So if Dak wasn't Dak Prescott, I'd agree with you. Hey, I should go all out and win the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah.
And it'll be worth losing them for free. But you don't have that type of quarterback.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember one year when the Patriots got Darrelle Revis just to win the Super Bowl, but they had Tom by that year and they let him go. But you're right. They don't have Tom Brady in Dallas. So, but I can't play 2 quarterback receivers $30 million. It's just not in this NFL. It doesn't make sense to do that. And the way it's easy to score on offense, you can spend that $30 million and get 2 tight ends and with Pickett, with Liam or something. I don't know. But it sucks for him. But he will get paid eventually. It's just Dallas can't pay him $30 million.
All right. So who were your winners and losers?
So the Raiders. I think the Raiders. Hold on, let me pull it up. I think the Raiders. The Raiders were number 1 for me. Dallas was number 2 for me because Downs and Lawrence in the first round. Yeah, they were another team that had 2 first-round picks, right?
Yeah, they were. Yeah,
Yeah,
they got
yeah, yeah,
Malachi
yeah.
Lawrence. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not
yeah.
a fan of Malachi Lawrence in the first round. I'll be
Okay, so you thought they were reaching for him. Okay.
yeah.
But I think Downs again is the best player in this draft, and I think he's a generational safety. I when we're on a team that needed that leader, that guy, a difference maker, that was the win. And then the Raiders. The Raiders, so Cowboys got an A for me, the Raiders got an A. I love McCoy in the 4th round from Tennessee.
Yes, that was a steal.
I
I mean, that was
oh
no one was close to Mansour the Lane but him.
oh man.
But apparently he's got something similar to the Todd Gurley need. So that's the concern.
But for a 4th rounder, it's a chance. And if he turns out really good, because his talent is 1st-round talent. But when you add that and you get your quarterback, do I think Mendoza? I think he has a perfect mentor with Cousins. Can he get a little bit better than Cousins? Yes, but if he has a solid career like Cousins for what you need in Vegas, I think it's a solid win for them. I do, and he's going to be a culture setter for the Raiders. What they have, Stoops at safety with the 2nd-round pick. I love that pick. Crawford with Auburn, love that pick. I just thought they hit on a lot of picks, a lot of depth. Already added to the free agent moves they made. They have a lot of more depth. I love that Raiders team. And again, so those are the 2 teams I got an A. And then Philadelphia. Philadelphia, we talked about them earlier. The overall strength of their draft. Howie Roseman did it again. So I had the Raiders, the Cowboys, because the Cowboys got the best player and generational guy to me, and then the Eagles. Those are those teams for the winners.
I think the Raiders are more so winners of the off season than the draft. Me personally, because Mendoza's not a number 1 overall pick, but they needed a quarterback, so they had to go get him. Right.
Do you think he's a good? Do you think he's a good NFL quarterback, or you think he flames out and he's a bust?
I think Kirk Cousins is his ceiling.
That's a solid career.
So you know how I am Kirk Cousins, but it's a solid career, and if you get the same agent, you'll get over. You'll get paid.
Yeah.
But I like their off season more than their draft. Like I said with Mendoza, McCoy. For in the 4th, like, if it works out, it's a steal. But if he can't stay healthy, it's no harm, no foul because it was a 4th-round pick, right? But just aside from the draft, that defense is going to be nasty this year. I thought, to be honest with you, I thought Miami had a pretty good draft.
Let me pull it up. Keep going.
Kyle Lewis fell to the 4th round. So you got you a linebacker right there, a versatile one at that. Chris Johnson was my cornerback 3 behind McCoy in the lane.
Mm-hmm.
Jacob Rodriguez, best linebacker in this draft. He was my vote for the Heisman.
Damn, they had 2 first-round picks too.
It got Caden Proctor.
Yeah.
And I love Chris Bell in the 3rd round. I thought Miami had a pretty good draft. Yeah, another one with 2 first-round picks. So I left 2 teams off that list. I thought Miami had themselves, the Dolphins had themselves a very, very good draft. Baltimore, I'll be honest with you. I don't know. So you shouldn't have a problem at outside linebacker anymore. You got 2 people who are pass rushers and 2 people who can stop the run. With the drafting of Zion Young. Chandler Rivers was a steal in the 5th round at corner. Mm-hmm. Elijah Surratt is going to be better than Jacoby Lane. Lane had the fewest amount of separation in college football last year, but you can't teach 6'4" with that type of athleticism. So That's kind of like a go-get-it guy in the red zone. But outside of that, I did like Adam Randall at running back in the 5th round, and Yowane solves a lot of problems immediately on the offensive line. But again, Connor Lew was available, Brian Parker was available, and you left this draft without a center. I'm disappointed in that. How did you feel about Seattle?
Let me pull them up. I wasn't. They're one of my teams. Overall, this offseason, I think Seattle has been disappointing. I can't lie. They lost a lot of key pieces to that team. Then they've set up the Rams to be the favorites of that division in the footballs. To be honest with you, I don't see Seattle competing. So let me pull up their draft.
Because I like the two defensive backs
Price.
they got. I love Bud Clark and Julian Neal. And I think Jadarian Price was just overshadowed by Jeremiah Love. But I think you got your immediate replacement for Kenneth Walker.
Look at it now. It's solid. I
think
Price
they did
was-
enough to stay in contention. I really do.
No, they're gonna contend. But are they on the Rams level of talent wise?
They don't need to. Look at. Do you not know what that defense does? And go look at the talent on that defense right now.
My bad.
And they
got
still have their offense.
They got young Bill Belichick, but they lost losing
come on now.
Kubiak. That's why I like
Now
Mendoza.
losing Clint Kubiak does hurt.
Yes, Clint is gonna. That's why I like Mendoza. I didn't say this with Kubiak because no disrespect to Darnold, and I keep saying that he's a Super Bowl champion. Never could disrespect him ever again. But see what he did with Sam Darnold? He could do that with Mendoza. I can't lie. He can do the same thing with Mendoza. He could definitely do the same thing. So I love what they're building in the Raiders. But I'm okay with their Seattle's draft. It's not bad. The worst draft, I'm gonna be real.
San Fran in that division, right?
San Fran didn't get better. Jacksonville didn't get better. But the team, and they didn't have first round picks like that. So I'm not gonna be mad. But the team I was really disappointed with was the Tennessee Titans. I like Cardell Tate, but with the fourth pick, I don't love it. I think you could have traded back.
I thought it was just fine.
No, Reese was still on the board. No. All right. What level does he max out as a receiver? Does he get to the Justin Jefferson?
I think he's the number one. I think he's the number one.
Okay, then that's where we disagree.
Calvin Ridley, Wandale Robinson, and Chimere DK, they're going to be fun. I think they got somebody to throw the ball to now. I think they got a good receiver for it.
Going to be a good receiver.
And you add Nick Singleton in the 5th round. Listen, I think the offense is going to be all right. It's the defense I'm going to have questions about. But then again, I like Anthony Hill. I like Keldrick Falk. You got Jermaine Johnson from the Jets. You got John Franklin Myers from Denver. You got my boy Jacob Martin from Boston, another Temple Tough. I'm going to be honest with you. I think the Titans got better this offseason. I think they got better in the draft. I'm not
I just think
on all their picks, but I think they got better.
I think that Tate is going to be a number 2 receiver in the NFL. And with Reese on the board, Delaney on the board, Downs on the board, I just don't like it. I think you could have traded back and got him. That's just an Adam Ward to the cupboard if you want him. I'm not knocking the pick, but I think he's a number 1 at the 4th. I don't think so. So that's why I think, and I didn't love the rest of their draft picks. I think Reese, I mean Reese, but Mansour and Downs on the board, man. I just think those guys are gonna be special at their positions. And that's why I don't. And on a team that's, again, if they were 1 or 2 pieces away, I would agree with you. But they're also not 1 or 2 pieces away from being a contending team. So
but they're still building up, though. They are going to be a slow build.
All right, but then I just said you had 2 guys who might be a generational cornerback and a generational safety. You pass on them. You know what I'm saying? I agree with you. Slow build, but go get the talent. Like, that's what it is. Yeah.
But no, the 49ers, listen, they can't keep getting away with this type of draft. They just can't. Because it's awful.
It was horrible.
John Stribling in the 2nd round.
Horrible. I don't know what he's doing. John Lynch is really good.
Kalen Black in the 3rd.
Yeah. It's not sustainable. They're too dependent on the system in what they built over there. It's not sustainable. Not in that division.
I like Romello Height. I love Romello Height in the 3rd round. But, I mean, goodness gracious. This just... are they coming up on the point where they have to consider don't blow up the roster, but change who's leading the roster?
With
You know,
Lynch,
change Lynch and Shanahan. Because you keep coming up short with Shanahan, and Lynch can't draft.
the problem is they're coming off.
But they still got a roster that's solid. It's just their secondary is going to keep them from winning anything. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah, Shanahan did his best coaching job last season, like with that type of
And
talent.
they're going to make the playoff with this team this year. I can
Of
tell
course,
you that.
yeah, they're gonna make the playoffs.
But it's just to get over that hump. I don't know if these guys can stick around.
I would say this, and I know they got young Bill Belichick. I think the 49ers and Seahawks, talent-wise this year, are comparable.
They're comparable last year.
The defense,
not defense.
Yeah, that defense was just.
And Nick Bosa got hurt.
Yeah, the defense was not even on the same level. But young Bill Belichick takes them over the edge a little bit. But I do think both of those teams have fallen behind the Rams. I just think the Rams are the best in that division.
All right, Sean. So 2 quick hitters in college. There's a new 5 and 5 proposed for eligibility. You got 5 years to play 5 years. Simple and plain.
Love it. Nothing to add. That's simple. You shouldn't be so you have to play 5 years and 5 years, right?
Yeah.
Simple as that. You shouldn't be 24, 25 playing college football, man. And I wouldn't be mad at an age restriction. I think after 22, that's 23, you shouldn't be able to play college football.
It's it's 5 years from your 19th birthday or high school graduation, whichever one comes first.
So you could be 24 still playing?
You can be 19 through 24 or 18 through 23.
Okay. All right, because some kids are born. All right, I get that. All right, I think it makes sense.
And a lot of these schools have 5-year master's programs now, but I mean that's for the guys who aren't transferring. So, or the ones who are transferring for their 5th year.
Yeah, because I don't think no disrespect to your guy Trinidad, but I wouldn't take him in the first round. I know he had first round talent just because I saw you go back to school for 6 years. When you I don't see that.
And you could have come out.
You could have come out. You would have been a first round pick. That showed me a level of non-competitiveness, and I didn't like that. So I don't want 6-7 year guys, and I just don't. It doesn't make sense to me.
How did you feel about Carson back to the Cardinals? Because there's some GMs who think they're going to try to play him this year.
They should. They should play everybody on that roster because they should play every quarterback on that roster. Because the Jets, Miami has. Willis needs a full year to see what he could do. But you're in the position to get one of the best quarterbacks next year. You got to see if he's on the roster because you really want to find it now and spend that other pick on it's a really good draft next year. Really, really good draft talent wise. So you could get your quarterback, but Beck ain't the answer. When you're a game manager in college, I can't take you as a guy in the NFL. That doesn't make sense.
All right. In the last one, because I know you wanted to talk about this. Kalen DeBoer and his staff at Alabama got raises this offseason.
Doesn't make sense. What has he done? At the end of the day, the standard's the standard. I think Mike Tomlin said that. Someone said that. So I'm stealing from someone. The standard's the standard, and he hasn't reached the standard. When I look at Alabama, they have digressed of where I look at them in the totality of college football. Even in the SEC right now, Alabama is Alabama. I get that. But I think LSU is about to bounce back. I think Georgia is the standard in that conference now. Texas is there. You're mixed up. You're no longer the Nick Saban Alabama team. And I just don't like the type of style they play in Alabama. They lost their identity under him. And I know he's getting a raise because Michigan was an option, or they're afraid that Michigan will get him after a year or two. Cool. But I love what Jerry Jones says. We could disagree about Jerry about this, but I like people playing out contracts, and I like people being on the hot seat. I don't think there's this whole lame duck thing. I know he had a contract, but let him play out his contract if you want to keep him, and then let's see where you're at. The standard is not the standard at Alabama. No one can tell me Alabama's still at the same standard. It doesn't make sense why they got that.
Alabama has become a second-tier program.
in their own conference, the conference that they should be right there with Georgia. It should be Alabama and Georgia in that conference, and then Texas as the three marquee schools, right? And then you can put Oklahoma if you want. But they ain't. I don't look at them in the same vein as Georgia. It's like we talked about USC and Hubert Davis. When you're no longer in the category of getting top recruits like Duke, I can't. If Arkansas is getting more top recruits than UNC, you got a problem. And so I think people look at just on last year's Ohio State team, Sand and Downs were in that building and left Alabama to go to Ohio State. That's a problem to me. That's a problem. He's got to show and prove. It's not good enough. That's not the standard. It's not that. It's not that.
That team looks soft.
Yes.
And just nowhere near like a national championship. And remember, this comes from a guy last year who had Bama and Clemson in that conversation in his preseason poll. So, yeah, long gone are those days. That's it. This guy has been nothing like what Saban was, and you give him a raise. I mean, these have been disappointing finishes.
Yes.
To the season for the Crimson Tide. And his staff gets raises. Y'all just y'all ain't serious anymore. That's what that tells me. So have fun with it.
I was never a big fan when they hired him because of his style in Washington. Again, it was successful in Washington, but I really believe this. Style makes fights, and especially in certain conferences.
Style doesn't make sense in the SEC.
It does not make sense in the SEC, and no one could tell me any differently. I don't care if they win a conference one year. I don't care. It's just to sustain. It's not going to work in the SEC.
It's why you. It like I really people really undervalue regionality in college sports. You can't play Pac-12 football in the Big Ten.
It doesn't work.
You can't play Pac-12 basketball in the Big Ten.
Exactly. You can't. Just it's the recruitment is different. The guys getting there are different. The schemes are different. I just don't think that was the good fit. I just like they did again, Nick Saban probably didn't do him a favor quitting so late, but he got sick of it and they did a panic hire. That's just me. He was the guy off the national championship game. I get that. They didn't win it, but they was the guy. But the styles make fights, and I'm a big believer in that.
All right. You got anything else?
No, we good.
Yeah, same here. Yeah, we'll see you next week. Don't be shocked if Minnesota and Houston come back and win their series, by the way.
You mean Houston and Denver?
No, I'm saying it again. Don't be shocked if Minnesota and Houston win their series.
Oh, damn. You say, oh, okay. I think Denver and I think the Lakers win in 7 and Denver wins.
Oh, it goes 7. The Lakers dance showing.
Think so?
I know so. Austin Reeves got a clutch bone in his body. Missed 2 wide open threes. Like
he was wide open. Those are tough ones.
I get the series over with, so whoever it is can get swept by OKC already. Just get it over with.
Can't they disagree? OKC is gonna be 8-0 by the time they get to the Western Conference.
They're gonna be so rested.
Oh, it's gonna be. And if San Antonio,
Denver is just not Denver. San Antonio is pleading for Denver to finish this series. I mean, not Denver. Minnesota to finish the series out.
I gotta be honest. I think they sweep Minnesota.
Yeah, that's my point. They're pleading for Minnesota to finish this thing. They don't want to see Denver.
Yeah, I think they sweep Minnesota easily. I think both those teams will go into the finals 8-1 or 8-0 in the West Conference. I think the West Conference Finals is the NBA Finals.
Yes. Because as you know the rule, if you go to 6 games in the first round, you can't win the finals. Everybody in the East has done that, so we won't have an Eastern champion this year.
Disappointing team so far in the postseason has been the Boston Celtics to me. I gotta be honest. I've been very disappointed with the Celtics.
I'll say this: the stats show that they are very live and die by the 3. They win the 3-point battle, they win in dominant fashion. They lose 3-point battle, they get smoked. I'm not tripping so much because they're playing a rival, but at the same time, I ain't trying to hear all that. Jamal Mosley, don't choke this one. Woo! Jamal, don't choke this series away. That's all I got to say.
Oh yeah, he's gone. But you already said if they don't get to the East Conference Final, he's gone.
Yes.
I don't think they beat Cleveland. So I
It
think he'll
seems
be
like
gone.
Cleveland woke up.
Cleveland Toronto series has been the worst series I've seen this
It's not
postseason.
been fun.
It's not. It's been horrible basketball to watch. I fell asleep during that game yesterday.
All right. Well, we'll be back sometime next week to talk about the NBA playoffs. We out.
All right, we out.